before we even begin, am I crazy for thinking this? The girl in the box art, does she... Am I crazy for thinking that she looks like she came straight out of that weird Nickelodeon show from the 90s, Wienerville? I have no idea. That's just what she looks like to me. Pocky and Rocky is one of those retro series from way back in the day that, honestly, I'm very surprised isn't talked about as much as some other retro series. Before making this review, I thought it hadn't had a new installment in a very long time, and then as I was Googling extra stuff about it, I found out there was technically a remaster in 2022. But still, I feel like these games are very big cult classics, but at the same time, I don't hear a lot of people talk about them, which is a shame because they are shockingly good. Uh, the best way to describe Pocky and Rocky is take a not a side-scrolling shooter, but like a shoot 'em up. Take a shoot 'em up and take a run and gun, mash those two game genres together. You have Pocky and Rocky. The plot of the game is the and I'm gonna try to pronounce a lot of Japanese words that I'm sure I will butcher. Uh, Pocky, the Shinto shrine maiden. Uh, I don't know if it said years ago or months ago or whenever it was, but the and I'm scrolling I'm scrolling through words with me. The Nopino goblins had gone and caused a ruckus. So Pocky went and stopped them, scolded them, sent them on their merry way with a lesson learned. Well, some time later, Rocky, the Tanuki, or as the game refers to him as a raccoon, um, comes to Pocky and says, "Yo, the goblins you helped," which the Japanese version refers to them as yokai, which they are, but the English version has a lot of that stuff retranslated to, I guess, make more sense to an American audience. But Rocky's like, "Yo, the goblins you helped, they've gone crazy. They're causing all this trouble again. I need your help." So yeah, off they go to save the day. And a lot of the enemies you will fight in this game are yokai from like classic Japanese mythology. Here's three names that I'm about to horribly butcher. Kasa Obake, which are the parasol yokai. Hitosumi Kozo, which are the one-eyed Cyclops boys. And Kappas, which are the little water demon things that eat cucumbers. How accurate was any of that? I don't fucking know. All that's important is you play as either Pocky or Rocky. I don't know if you can choose between the two. I think you can, but they both play the same, just slightly different. Pocky will use her Ofuda scrolls. I hope I said that right. As like projectiles to attack and kill enemies, or you can push the B button and use her Gohei staff to knock certain projectiles as well as enemies away. I'm I'm trying to wrap my head around everything that I've just said. So basically, it's your standard like run and gun shoot. You shoot enemies, you smack them if they get too close to you. It's also really just good if you would want to just like tank hits to run up to bigger enemies and just spam B as fast as you can. Will it always work? Probably not. You can still try it though. One thing that I will say about this game that I'm actually very impressed about, an issue I have with a lot of older retro games is they're just balls bustingly difficult for the sake of being hard. But what I like about Pocky and Rocky, the game is hard. Do not misunderstand me. It is that classic shoot 'em ups SNES hard. But if you're playing this with a second player, you will still need skill, like a lot of skill. But it doesn't feel impossible. If you're both pulling your weight, this game feels more than doable. It doesn't feel like artificial bullshit difficulty for no reason other than to just like drag the game out by gaming you over. It feels more than doable. You also have a dive move that allows you to just get out of the way of enemies, and let me assure you, you will need it for the final boss. Believe me, you will need it for the final boss. But yeah, there really isn't much to say about Pocky and Rocky. It is just a shoot 'em up game. You go through 6 levels, firing at enemies and just trying not to get hit. You have certain power ups you can get, like um two shot that like fires diagonally, as well as fireballs. Which if you get 2 of those, you get super fireballs. I think they're fireballs. They're orange projectiles. I don't know what else they could be other than Cheeto balls. Also, I forgot to mention, Rocky does not throw cleansing tags. He throws leaves, which I think is adorable. But yeah, there's really not much to say about the game other than it's just like, your standard run and gun gameplay. You'll die a lot, by the way. I'm just gonna go and say this right now. If you are going into this without much skill or knowledge with shoot-ups, you're gonna die. I died a lot in this game. This this game is hard. End of discussion. There's also specific levels in the game where it's very easy to fall off. Like there's a level where a part of a level where you're floating down a river on a raft while trying to kill a bunch of kappas. You can fall off the raft, and kappas will actively try to drag you off the raft too. And I don't know if you die or just lose a chunk of HP if you do. Um, yeah, be careful. There's a boss later on an airship that you can fall off of. So the game's got a lot of challenge to it. The game also has a lot of enemies that you're required to attack diagonally. Like they're like towards the end of the game, there's this giant blue 3-headed dragon thing that will attack relentlessly from the front or the sides, so you have to aim diagonally. And it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it is slightly annoying trying to get lined up. I don't know. I had a slight irksome issue with it, but maybe that was just me. So yeah, what would I give this game today based off of everything that I have experienced? I'm gonna be honest, I think this game holds up remarkably well, and I understand why it's got such a following to it. If you are a fan of run and guns or shoot 'em ups, and you have not played Pocky and Rocky, it's not gonna be anything like Contra or Gradius or any styles of games like that, but it is worth playing. It is a good game, and I really need to go check out the Reshrined that came out a few years ago. So I don't know if that is a sequel or if it is like an HD remaster remake sort of thing. But either way, I would give this game a solid 8 out of 10. It is a really good run and gun shoot 'em up game. And yeah, play this if you haven't. It's hard. Please remember that it is hard and you will die. But hey, also play this game with 2 players. I feel like this game was meant to be played with 2 players. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Damn solid game. That's about all I gotta say. See you later.